What is up, crew? It is your girl, Bye Felicia. I know it's been a while, but I'm back with a Birria Taco recipe. If I can remember who I got it from, I will definitely link their names below. But in the meantime, like, comment, and subscribe. And we're going to jump right into these ingredients here because it's a lot. I'm using chuck roast and short ribs. I'm going to use 3 tablespoons of oil, 3 tomatoes, 1 onion, and 2 head of garlic, 5 dried Guajillo Chilis, 5 dry Ancho Chilis. I'm going to use 1 teaspoon of cumin, 1 tablespoon of black pepper and salt, a half a teaspoon of cinnamon, 1 teaspoon of Mexican oregano, 1 teaspoon of Chipotle, 2 bay leaves, 2 to 3 cups of beef broth, and I'm going to use some Oaxaca cheese and white corn tortillas. Again, make sure you all like, comment, and subscribe because we're going to go ahead and jump right into this thing, and it's going to be real quick, real fast, but your girl's back, y'all, and I'm glad that this is the first video that I'm bringing to you all after a little hiatus. Stay tuned. First thing first, we're going to go ahead and roast our onions, tomatoes, garlic, and we're going to do that with a little kosher salt for about 30 minutes. While that's roasting, we're going to go ahead and season our short ribs and our chuck roast with some kosher salt as well. I just like to add a little oil on mine before I season it. And then once I get that seasoned and well coated, I'm going to go ahead and get it in the pot and seared on all sides for about 7 to 9 minutes. And it's about 7 to 9 minutes on all sides. Once that is done, I'll go ahead and take the short ribs out, and then I'll go ahead and get the chuck roast in. But this is what it looks like as it's searing. You don't want to fully cook it through because it's going to cook as you're cooking the Birria taco, of course, but you do want it to get some color on there. So the short ribs are done. Now we're going to get ready to move on to the chuck roast. And this is what it's looking like. It smells so delicious, guys, I promise. But once that's done, you're going to go ahead and take all of that out and move it to the side. And then your next focus is going to be on de-stemming and gutting out your chilies. And then you're going to boil those in about 2 to 3 cups of beef broth. If you don't want to use beef broth, you don't have to. You can simply use water. I just like to use beef broth. So if you're following this recipe to the T, use beef broth. Some people don't hydrate their chilies. They just rather use them dry, blend them up with the roasted vegetables. And that could just be for personal preference in regards to wanting it a little bit more spicier, because when you are de-stemming it and gutting them out, you're removing those chili seeds. It could just be wanting to make the process go quicker because this is a longer meal if you're cooking it on the stove or if you're cooking it in the oven, but ultimately it's your preference. But once they're done hydrating, which takes about 15 minutes, you're going to go ahead and put them in your blender with your roasted vegetables and your seasonings, which will be listed in the description below. And then also your chipotle pepper. You're going to make sure that you're blending this well or pureeing it. And once you're done with that, then we'll move over to the next step. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this on up, and then I'll check back in with everyone. All right, guys, this is my favorite part, assembling everything together to allow it to cook. So I went ahead and put all of the meat back into the pot. This is going to cook for about 3 hours on a medium heat. I am adding about 2 more cups of beef broth. I believe in the beginning of this video, I said you need about 2 to 3 cups. It's more so on the side of 4 to 5 cups that you're going to use throughout this whole recipe, which will be in the description below. But you're going to add that. You're going to add your blended vegetables and chilies, and then you're going to go ahead and again cook this on medium heat for about 3 hours, and you want to check in midway so that way you can make sure everything is looking good, or not even midway. I would say maybe about 55 minutes to an hour in, so you can make sure everything is cooking well. If you're cooking it on your stovetop, if you are cooking it in your oven, it might take a little bit longer. And if you're using an Instapot, then it's going to cut down half of the time. But make sure you go ahead and throw in your bay leaves and just let it cook. I'm going to check it right here. This is about 50 minutes in that I'm checking in on it, but I'm going to finish it finish it out here, and then I will be back shortly. All right, now that the meat is done cooking, we're going to go ahead and take it out of the pot, and we're going to get ready to shred it on up. But before doing so, I'm going to go ahead and remove the bones from the short ribs. And pretty simple to do that because this meat has been cooking for 3 hours. So just went ahead and removed those bones real quick, shredded this meat up. And now I'm going to go ahead and get my skillet ready so we can cook these tacos. I did use corn tortillas, as I stated in the beginning of the video, and I did find it very difficult to use them as I've dipped them fully into the consomme. So I had to kind of switch up my method, in which you will see here. I started to just rotate them, and I kind of let gravity do what it needed to do as far as letting the consomme drip down to get to that color I wanted it to be. I didn't know it was going to do that at first, but I'm so glad it did because it saved me some time. Once I was able to get it filled to the point that I needed to be so it can cook at the color I needed, I went ahead and got it on a skillet, and now I'm just adding the cheese, the meat. I'm adding some cilantro and onion, and I went back in and added some extra cheese because I love cheese, y'all. I'm using Oaxaca cheese, but if you want to use mozzarella, you can. I do believe that Oaxaca cheese is a part of the authentic recipe as it pertains to Birria Tacos. So just fact check. Don't take my word for it. I do believe that it is a part of it. If you know something different, leave a comment down below and let me know. But also, just leave a comment down below if you're going to make this recipe or if you would like to see me make a different version of it. And then also just give me some ideas of some things that you all would like to see me make in the future, near or far. I do plan on getting back on making these recipe videos. I have a really great recipe that I'm thinking about for you all, but I won't get too deep into it because we are still making Birria Tacos, right? So once you have everything assembled, go ahead and make sure that you're kind of patting it down. You want that cheese to melt, and then you can go ahead and proceed from there. And once this is done, I'll check back in with you all so that way we can see what the finished product looks like. All right, here we have the finished product, and believe you me, it definitely made more than 4 tacos, guys. But here we have some tacos, some consomme, and it was super delicious. If you want to make this recipe, go ahead and use the ingredients in the description below. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Thank you so much, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye.